reputation for being a conservative Catholic country. And it is. We have centuries of Spanish rule to thank for that. But as journalist Carmen Guerrero Nakpil famously said, the Philippines spent 300 years in a convent and 50 years in Hollywood. We embrace spectacle and theatricality with open arms. When I was growing up, Catholicism and trans beauty pageants inspired equal fanaticism. Families would go straight from Mass to watching the Super Sirena trans pageants on TV back at home. No one really saw this as a paradox. It was just part of our unique cultural blend. If social media had been big back in 2005, I would have been screwed. Someone from the Philippines could have posted a clip of me to YouTube or shared a pageant photo on Instagram, and then everyone would have found out who I was. But in a time before Facebook or Twitter, I could live a dual existence. Famous overseas and a nobody in New York. Well, not exactly a nobody. My profile was rising. I was on the cover of magazines, appearing widely in lingerie and fashion advertising. A commercial I had shot the year before for Emerson Radio that was playing in Times Square, and an ad I'd appeared in for Rimmel a few months earlier, as risky as they were both lifelong fantasies come true. When I was dominating pageants in the Philippines, my mentor once showed me a newspaper clippings of an international model named Caroline Cosse, better known as Tula, who had appeared in prestigious magazines like Harper's Bazaar and been photographed for Playboy. Tula was transgender, but no one knew it. Not at first, anyway. She managed to keep her secret all throughout the 1970s. Her story was a legend in our community, passed down from generation to generation. It was my dream to be like her one day. I wanted to be on billboards and in magazines. Tula's face on that crinkled newspaper was proof that I could do it. Maybe I wanted to show that being trans couldn't hold me back. Maybe I was vain. What aspiring model isn't? But I think more than anything, I wanted to be seen. Years later, with my face showing up in newsstands and fashion publications, I was more visible than ever. My successes should have made me happy. But the bigger my modeling job, the more crushing my anxiety became. Every camera lens felt as threatening as a loaded revolver. I was betting my livelihood on a roulette spin every time I accepted a high-profile assignment. But a music video? And not just any video, but a music video for John Legend's #1, a hit song on a debut album that was getting Grammy buzz? That could get me real exposure, catapulting my career at a critical moment. As much as I was terrified of being found out, I couldn't resist vying for that next level of prestige. I had already reached the pinnacle in one country. Why not try for two? Breaking through in the United States would be hugely validating, not just of my looks, but of everything I had sacrificed to get to this point. I had left my celebrity standing in the Philippines and my family and friends in California, all to make it as a model in New York. As I prepared for the shoot, I thought about all the women who had made names for themselves by starring in sexy music videos. I mean, everyone remembers the iconic trio of Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista in George Michael's video for Freedom. Helena Christensen's role in the sensual black and white video for Chris Isaak's Wicked Game sent her career into the stratosphere. I wanted to follow in these women's footsteps. They had cemented their place in pop culture by appearing as themselves. And yet, I couldn't be seen. Not fully. Not for who I am. In 1981, Tula was publicly out.